I would ensure that I'm there sitting in the same place from 2 to 6. So after that, from 2 to 6, the brain usually stops working because you're going through something for such a long time, like 4 hours, 5 hours. So do it. But I feel for an exam like CISA especially, you need that dedication. There should be consistency, like wherein you have to have that in your mind every minute, that yes, you are preparing for an exam which is not very difficult to crack, but you need an efforts to crack, wherein you need to put that effort, and you should have that rigor that I should do this. So for that, what happened initially, when in the weekends I used to study, I used to feel that it is just at that point of time. But when I started to study, even on the weekdays, I felt connected with the subject, which it was interesting because you were more into it every day. That makes you think more. Your thought process would grow better. So that has made a great difference for me. People either have to give some time early in the morning as soon as they get up, wherein probably they'll be getting up at 8 or 9 or early. They just have to try to get up a little early, 1 hour ahead or 1 hour before, so that they can use that 1 hour. And again, after coming back, I understand that as a professionals we are working 9.5 hours, and after coming back, it would be a hectic day wherein they would not be having that enough of energy, but they have to join back the courage, and they will have to put that effort. What I used to do is, I usually am finishing all my meetings around 8:30. So by 9 I would finish my dinner, and I would sit till 1 o'clock. In case morning I'm not able to go ahead and finish 1 hour of studies, I would add that there, and I used to ensure that I am studying till 1 in the night, and I sleep. And I have a schedule wherein, okay, this much you should complete today, within this many days you have to complete this much. You have sir What I used to do in the weekends is like, let me say I would start around 2 in the afternoon, because by the time I get up, I finish everything, it would be 2 o'clock. So I used to do at 2 o'clock, and again, probably if I have not finished my lunch around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I would break for lunch. Else, I
Hello everyone, welcome to CISA This Much. This is Aditya, and today we have with us Kavya, who has recently qualified her CISA. So Kavya, first of all, heartiest congratulations for passing and qualifying CISA. So how does it feel finally qualifying your exam?
so it is. I am really happy and overwhelmed with the after I completed this, because I was trying to finish this for a long time. So I'm really happy about completing this.
Okay. So can you please introduce your background, like your academic qualifications, your experience, and what made you choose this certification CISA?
Okay, so my name is Kavya Gogi, and I have completed my MTech from UEC College, Bangalore. After completing my master's, I have been working in IT. And so what happened was, okay, let me also tell about my professional work. So I am working as a consultant in CAPGEMINI company, wherein I drive the service improvement plans for the service management team. And also I am a part of the internal and the external audit that happens for the cloud department of Capgemini. And what made me pursue CISA is like, way back home, while coming back from office, I was having a conversation with my friend wherein I was talking about my career. I was also talking about my professional experience, all that. And then my friend suggested, why don't you go ahead and try to clear this exam? It would be very good for your career. So I was like, yeah, I thought, okay, let me think about it. And then I started researching on the same, and I got to know that it's really a good one to complete. So then I developed a keen interest for that, and that is how it all started.
All right. So I have one question here. So since you have mentioned
Hmm.
you already did your MTech, so
Hmm.
lots of people while doing the inquiries, so sometimes they ask
Hmm.
this question that should they be going for a post graduation degree, masters, or IT certifications? Because previously, like if you go
Hmm.
maybe like one decade back, so people
Hmm.
normally used to focus more on the masters. Right
Yeah.
now, the scenario is slightly changing. I won't say it's different now. People are doing masters, but then people have this thought, so should we invest 2 years in doing the masters? Should we invest, because in terms of the cost also, not only in terms of the
Yeah.
duration, in terms of the cost also, masters involves a lot of investment as compared to IT certifications.
Mm.
So my question to you is, like, what you would advise to these people? Like, should they think for IT certifications? Let's say, let's assume that they're already working in this field, they're having experience. Considering that, should they, focus on IT certifications or masters, or they can think for both also?
No, sir, they have to think about getting more IT certifications, and already they're having experience, right? They have to continue the same. So if you have a degree and you want to go ahead and do new certifications that will add value to your resume, for that point of time, you have to choose the IT certifications.
All right. Okay. And okay, when it comes to IT certifications, also there are lots of IT certification in the market, and again,
Yes.
feel confused, like, which one to start. Okay, because each certification has different focus. Okay, the duration could be different, the difficulty level could be different. Okay, so what would be a piece of advice while selecting which certification to go for?
So first they have to identify the area of interest. What is that they're interested in? Because what happens is when we get placed, usually a fresher getting placed after completing their engineering or their graduation, it would not be in their path of aspiration. So it would be a different department they would get in, and situations would be such that they have to accept that because they would be on bench and lot of multiple factors. But what is that they have interest in, they'll have to accept at the start, and once they find that okay, this is my area of inspiration, this is my area of interest, and that is where I have to pursue, then they have to identify which would be the best certifications there, where there would be value, what certification would add value for that. So that is how it should go.
All right. Okay, got it. So my next question to you is, how much time did it take for you, right? So, right from the time you decided doing the certification till finishing the certification.
Sir, it was compared to other people, probably it was a little hard for me to talk about this because, see, last December 2022, I started my research. So, after I started my research, I initially went to the CISA review manual. I started to go through that and I found it very difficult. And then I thought, okay, reading the review manual directly would be really difficult. Then I started to Google on the videos that is available on YouTube, and I went through few, but luckily I found your domain 2 video wherein it had all the 9 and 7 hours first part and the 2 hours 19 minutes second part. I went through that. After going through that, I really felt confident that yes, I can do this. I am able to grasp what sir is teaching, so I will be able to do. So post that in Jan, I took the subscription of CISA this much, and I started my this one. And when I took in Jan, I usually used to study only in the weekends, like 4 5 hours in weekends. And weekdays, since I was occupied with work, I would not have that much of time, so I would skip, rather I can say that. So after that, what happened, as the domains I started finishing it, I developed interest, and the way you teach is so interactive, and it doesn't make me sleepy anywhere. It is like you're so active, so energetic while teaching. It makes you like, yes, I have to learn this. That is how it went. So then, by the time it was March, I thought, okay, this is the time wherein I have to put in more efforts. Then I started studying on in weekdays also, like 2 hours or 3 hours, how it depending on my schedule of my meetings and all that. And in from March, it was the weekdays also on the weekend, so both the days. And in May, thought that I'll give an attempt. I gave an attempt in May, and I couldn't complete it in May. So that was my first attempt, and at that point of time, I was, it felt. I was very low, and I spoke to you also about that, and you told that it is not possible. You will be able to do, and I should be really thankful that, uh, you know. Uh, after speaking to you, I really felt good, and I thought that I should not lose courage and I should start preparing again. So I again started preparing. But before that, I really wanted to give a break so that I relax myself. So I gave a break of 1 month, and again in June end, I started to prepare. So in June end, I started to prepare, and it was all going good. And in the middle of July, I had health issues because of my pregnancy, and again I had to pause. And at that point of time, I'm like, there are so much of difficulties in completing this, and I was really thinking, how should I go through? And I literally couldn't do anything at that point of time. So I had paused, and again when it was 1st of October, I thought, okay, enough is enough. Now whatever is the issues, I'm going to start again. Then I rigorously started my preparation back in October, and I did it for 45 days continuously, every day, wherein I used to ensure that I dedicate at least 4 hours a day. So from October till November 22nd, I was studying every day, where I have to address this, that I was going through videos, like even in the night I could at times hear your voice, that much of uh, daily I would watch your videos so much. And I also used to ensure that I take all the mocks. And at the end, on November 23rd, I cleared it, and I was really happy.
Yeah, even I'm happy too that finally you cleared the exam. Okay, I want to add here two things. I mean, I want to ask her two things. So, number one, okay, first of all, let me tell you guys. So she has scored 599, if I'm not wrong, 599, right?
Yes.
So, guys, any score which is close to 600, it's a very good score, and it's not that easy to achieve because it's there are two types of score: raw score and scaled score, and I have already made a video on that. So on what basis you get a raw score? So let's say there are 150 questions. Out of 150 questions, you answer 100 questions right. So 100 is a raw score. But you will not be getting your scaled score on the basis of your raw score. Scaled score depends upon lots of factors. Your marks could also be, what to say. They will compare your marks with a lot of students' marks, across the globe, across a particular month or a particular week. So there are lots of factors. In fact, they never disclose the factors on the basis of which they decide their scaled score. And what I've seen is that people do get their local chapter ranks, somewhere around 605, 615, like that. So any score which is more than 600, it's a very good score in itself. It's an achievement. It's not that easy. So when you are giving this exam, so did you expect getting such a good marks? So what was your expectation? Well, like, I mean, when you were, I mean, I know that at the time of giving the exam, no one thinks about all those things. But then you internally you will feel something like whether are you feeling confident enough that the way you have answered the questions and everything. So did you have any such confidence that you'll be able to get such a good marks? So what was going in your mind that point of time?
Sir, actually, I was only concentrating on the preparation, and my focus completely was on learning. And I feel that all whatever the score I have scored is the reflection of the efforts I have put in. So I, it was like, yeah, I cannot say it is. It was not even too surprising, but I was expecting somewhere around 550, but I never thought I would go near to 600. So that made me really happy when the scores came in. That was on a weekend. It came on 3rd of December, so it made me really happy at that point of time.
And I also want to ask you one thing. Okay, so you have mentioned that in the start you were only
Hmm.
studying on weekends, and then after maybe like few months you thought of, no, I should be putting some hours on weekdays as well. So my
Yes.
question to you is, what difference you felt initially when you were only studying on weekends? Because again, this is a very
Hmm.
crucial and important question, because I have seen a lot of people, they still feel that, okay, if I only study on weekends, I'll be able to crack the exam. And a lot of people even feel that, okay, if I attend any live lecture, maybe running on weekends, I'll just sit for the lecture for 3 hours, and maybe like within 1.5 months, the course will get over, and I'll clear the exam. So this is what things goes in their mind. So I just want to ask your opinion. So what difference you felt initially when you were only studying on weekends, and afterwards when you were studying on weekdays, and the third phase when it came where
Mm.
your focus level really increased and you started uh, taking the certification very seriously. So these three phases, what you felt that the difference from your confidence level and
Yeah, sir. I would say that when you are just studying the weekends, it is just those 4 or 5 hours post which you are not into it. But I feel for an exam like CISA, especially, you need that dedication. There should be consistency, like wherein you have to have that in your mind every minute that yes, you are preparing for an exam which is not very difficult to crack, but you need an efforts to crack, wherein you need to put that effort, and you should have that rigor that I should do this. So for that, what happened initially, when in the weekends I used to study, I used to feel that it is just at that point of time. But when I started to study, even on the weekdays, I felt connected with the subject, which made me more, it was interesting because you were more into it every day. That makes you think more. Your thought process would grow better. So that has made a great difference for me, because initially when I used to look at the questions, and after I started to, study every day, the way I used to look at the questions, it changed. And what is one more tip I would give any person who wants to clear CISA is that any question they go through, okay, either in the mock or when they're taking the exam, they will have to read it twice. It happens that it looks similar, the question looks very similar, wherein you would feel that okay, this is the answer, I have gone through this, but there will be a twist just with the words, as you say. So with that, you would lose marks, or you would lose even clearing the exam. So the people who do it should be very careful when they're reading the question. They have to read it twice, and they have to connect with those choices which is there. Okay, this choice, will that suit the question? Is it the right justification for what has been there? If they're not able to connect that, clearing will be really difficult.
got it. Yeah. That's actually one of the very important thing which you discuss about the connection with your studies. So
Yeah.
yeah, so if you only study on weekends, at times, see, it's not that you'll not be studying, but the confidence for sitting in the exam, that maybe you'll not be getting. Okay, so yeah, so because again, why I'm asking this question, okay, since you're also a working professional, and lots
Yeah.
of people, they have this complaint that they are not able to devote time hours because of the work pressures. So I want to know your opinion. So how you used to manage your time? Like, it sounds easy studying 4 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours, whatever on weekdays, but I know how difficult it is, taking out time from your daily schedule, from your your work schedule and everything. So I want to know your strategy, and like what is studying on morning or evening, during the office, during traveling time. So what used to be your study? So when you say you're studying for 4 hours, so can you just give the approx, like that, the slightly breakup of how you used to
Yeah.
manage your time, and yeah.
Sir, first thing is, when you're traveling, you cannot study because you need concentration to grasp concept. Even I have gone through your videos, right? The way of understanding the domain or a video in the first means, in when you're watching it for the first time, as in when you watch for the third time, will change. Your understanding, the perspective of understanding a concept will change eventually when you start watching the videos more and more. It has happened with me because I have watched your videos probably 10 times, all the domains. It's not one domain, I have watched it 10 times, and every time I have a new learning. So while traveling, it happens that your concentration would not be to that mark, because you'll be, it is like, it's a disturbance, right? I would say that people either have to give some time early in the morning as soon as they get up, wherein probably they'll be getting up at 8 or 9 or early. They just have to, try to get up a little early, 1 hour ahead or 1 hour before, so that they can use that 1 hour. And again, after coming back, I understand that as a professionals we are working 9.5 hours, and after coming back, it would be a hectic day wherein they would not be having that enough of energy, but they have to join back the courage, and they will have to put that effort. What I used to do is, I usually am finishing all my meetings around 8:30. So by 9 I would finish my dinner and I would sit till 1 o'clock. In case morning I'm not able to go ahead and finish 1 hour of studies, I would add that there, and I used to ensure that I am studying till 1 in the night and I sleep. And I have a schedule wherein, okay, this much you should complete today, within this many days you have to complete this much, you have to attend this mock. So I was having a plan. Without plan it is not easy to complete this course or take an exam. You should have a proper schedule. There should be discipline wherein you're ensuring that you're completing whatever you're planned. That is very important in order to go ahead and take this up. Else you will not feel that confident when you're starting the exam. When you're taking the exam, you'll be thinking, am I have I done enough preparation? Is this enough for me? So
Got it. Thanks for a detailed answer, a detailed strategy, I would say rather. So, guys, so that's why, I wanted to add this, as she's an inspiration for all the working women's, because, as she has told that, studying from 9 p.m. and going till 1 a.m., okay, it's not that easy, and doing that consistently, because in the end, it's all of the game is all about the consistency. Like you can study for maybe like Monday, Tuesday, but if you miss Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, again a gap would occur, and then again you will feel that, okay, let me start from next week onwards, like that. So this is the reason why lots of people, sometimes, I have seen lot of people, like, I have to ask them, please go and give the exam, like, I am stressing on this point to everyone now also, that, since the syllabus is going to change from the mid of the next year, you start studying and you like finish the exam before mid of next year, so that, things, we don't know what will happen, from with the new syllabus. But it's better that you clear the exam in the old syllabus itself. Okay. And I would also like to ask one question to you. Okay, so what used to be a revision strategy? Okay, so do you used to finish one domain and then revise that particular domain, or or do you used to revise the, as you see, you have mentioned you have gone through the videos multiple times, and in fact this is something which I have asked a lot of people, and it makes difference. Like, uh, when you listen to anything. So in fact, it's not about the lectures also. If we think about a movie also, let's say you go to a movie theater, you are watching a movie for the first time. First time you will understand few things. Okay, you'll understand the story. You'll understand what message the movie has given to you. You will understand everything. But then, when you watch the same movie for the second time, for the third time, for the fourth time, that time you will understand lots of internal factors. Okay, internal things, internal dialogues. You'll understand. Okay, this event will happen after this particular scene. So you understand, you are able to connect a lot. So this not only happens with the lectures, it happens with everything. Okay, so what used to be your revision strategy? So do you used to like, while revising, you used to only focus on the solving the question answers, or on the video parts also, or and also, like, do you used to study, do you used to revise one domain after finishing that particular domain, or you used to, like, finish everything at one go, all the five, and then maybe like revising one domain for a particular week, then maybe the next domain in that second week. So what used to be your strategy?
so when I used to do revision, right, that too, I could have gone usually with, first you're taking one domain wherein you go through that entirely, and after there also you need to break the topics, because few topics you need more concentration, and on few topics it might, I don't say it is not important, it might be less important compared to the one you're already revising. So you will have to break the topics such that in that domain, okay, these many things, and there you have to re-revise things. Also I would do give one more suggestion wherein revising domain 1 2 3 two times more than what you do for 4 and 5 is very important, because you have told in one video wherein if you don't understand domain 1 and 2, no matter how much you try to score in domain 4 and 5, you'll not be able to clear. That turned true to me. So whenever I am going through your lectures, whenever you also told one more word. I'm not telling this to scare you, but that really scared me. That was the same thing that happened to me. So what I would suggest is, first three domains, break the topics. It is not that, see, probably first domain is around 7 hours totally, domain one, right? Take a break, go through each topic, try to revise it again, interrelate it when you read a question. So go through all the what was my strategy was, I used to go through all the domains, then go to Q&A. And for Q&A, what I used to do is, since it was a Q&A wherein you can have that PDF even in the mobile or even in your office laptop, and in office you have a time of 1 hour gap of 45 minutes, I used to go through that Q&A. So that also I've read around 5 times, so that also helped me. It's very important understanding the concept as well as applying that concept to that question. So both I have done.
Got it. Got it. So I hope that everyone will learn a lot, because this particular interview, especially, I have asked lots of questions about your strategy and your preparation. So I ask these kind of questions, but normally I do not ask to this extent, that please can you share your schedule. So uh, since I felt that I should be asking you this question, I thought of asking you your strategy, and on weekends. Okay, so we have discussed about the weekdays. So what used to be your schedule on weekends? If we can discuss that also. So weekends, again, the last interview I have taken again. So this was the first time I thought of asking about the weekend strategy, because I normally do not ask. I normally ask
Mm,
in general. So he told me one thing, and I felt that is true with me also, not only with I don't know about the people, but it's true for me also. Like, what happens when you work from Monday to Friday? You feel okay, you have worked a lot. Weekends are going to come. Okay, I'll be having some time to relax. Okay. I'm not saying when I say relax, I'll be going out. But again, even if I'm at my home, even if I want to study, but I know that there would be less pressure or less stress, in my mind, because
mm,
it's a weekend. I don't have any accountability. I don't have to report any work to anyone, right? So I have my own time. And he told that by the time you realize that okay, you in the morning you get up and you to do everything. Okay, now I have the entire day with myself. I don't have to work now. Okay, by the time you're just thinking all those thoughts, and you realize that the Saturday is about to end and you haven't started studying only. So so at times this is true. Like, we work a lot, maybe sometimes on weekdays as compared to
mm.
weekends. Even though weekdays used to be a lot more hectic, but sometimes we work a lot when we have a lot of work to do. So that's why some people, they say that if you give a work to a person who is already busy in their life, that person will
Mm.
be able to do your work, uh, you know, like if you give the same work to a person who is free the entire day, that person might not be able to do that work. So, what used to be a strategy on weekends, especially, like, do you used to plan your weekend on Friday evening? Like, what you should do on weekends?
Sir, what I used to do in the weekends is like, let me say, I would start around 2 in the afternoon, because by the time I get up, I finish everything, it would be 2 o'clock. So I used to do at 2 o'clock, and again, probably if I have not finished my lunch around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I would break for lunch. Else, I would ensure that I'm there sitting in the same place from 2 to 6. So after that, from 2 to 6, the brain usually stops working because you're going through something for such a long time, like 4 hours, 5 hours. So after that, what I used to do is, I used to take a break. Probably I used to ask my husband to take me out, eat something, just relax myself, come back. And in case you feel that you have really done too much for the day, I used to watch a movie. And in case I have that fear that no, I should do more, I would again resume back wherein I used to sit and study again for a long time. Since in the weekends, what happens is you get the day, you don't have to study in the night. So around till after coming back, probably around 9, I used to stop around 11, since I had this habit of not sleeping till 1 o'clock. 11 to 1 is a good time wherein you watch some nice movie, relax yourself, and prep for Sunday. And it would be the same schedule for Sunday. So in the middle, I wanted some entertainment wherein that relaxes my mind so that I can resume back. So I used to try to balance both. But yeah, I have probably sacrificed a lot. Like, I had stopped going for my mom's place for a long time. And I had not gone out for parties or anywhere. I used to just do this very small schedule wherein I'm studying. either go for half an hour outside, come back, watch a movie. So I was confined to a place rather than telling traveling too much. That would tire you, so you will not be able to go ahead, come back and do something, right? So that is how I managed my weekends. But on Monday, I had that happiness and happiness of completing whatever I wanted to, because for weekend also I used to write a strategy when in a notebook I used to write that, okay, this domain I have to complete this many videos. I had split your videos, like in domain 1 there are 22 videos. Okay, today by this many hours I'm going to complete 10 videos. I'm going to revise them again. By tomorrow I will finish the 11 more videos, then take a test. That is the end of the domain, there would be a test, right? So I would take that. That is how I used to make a strategy, and by Monday morning I used to ensure that I finished that. So I used to make a note.
Got it. And that used to be a piece of motivation also for the next week. Like
Yes.
you achieve a lot of things. Yeah, I understand your
Else
point.
it would stress me up on a Monday morning stating that, oh, I wasted my weekend. So I
Correct.
didn't
And
want to
that's
do that.
the, this is the thing, that's one of the biggest guilt, which you can have because,
Mm,
and that guy, when he mentioned about this thing, I also realized, okay, yeah, so this is true actually, especially on weekends, we are not that much serious, but then,
yes,
when
yes.
you, again, since she has mentioned, like, she used to take that as a motivation factor also for the next week, because if you have studied for the previous week, you also feel, okay, now this week I can do much better than what I did for the previous week, and
Mm,
that also increases your confidence. All right, thanks a
yes.
lot. So, and what would be your last piece of advice to everyone?
Sir, I would say that be consistent. It is not impossible. Everyone can do it. Just that put all the efforts that is needed. Try to sacrifice few of your weekends. And since it's, if you're not like you don't have any health issues in the middle or no other issues, it would take 4 to 6 months wherein you will be able to score well and listen to sir's videos. So it would, it would boost your energy, wherein even though on a lazy Sunday, if you start listening to your voice wherein you have been so much energetic while teaching, that would, that would make any person active, I feel. And in the end, sir, I would like to thank you so much for mentoring me and also supporting me when I was really down, when I was not able to make it in the first attempt. And I would like to thank my friend who told me, who or suggested me that you will be able to do this. And my husband and my father-in-law, who were also being a constant support, and my sister, who was trying to boost me every time when I used to go low about thinking about my first attempt. So that is how it is. So thank you so much, sir. I would, you know I cannot stop thanking you.
No, it's I always say that it's your efforts equally, and trusting the entire process, and whatever I say, because I say this to many people, but not everyone will follow the same guidance, because when it comes to saying something and when it comes to implementing, there's a lot of difference.
Difference,
Planning
yes.
is, a lot of people say planning is 50%, but no, honestly, planning is just 10 to 15%, because when it comes to implementation, you will feel lots of difference. You'll have lots of problems, as she mentioned, health problems, family issues. Lots of factors will come, in front of you, saying that you have to quit this, and you eventually feel all my plans, it's going in some other opposite direction, and I'm not able to follow the goals and everything. So it's your equal efforts. So thank you so much for sharing your entire journey with everyone, and I'm damn sure that this interview will help a lot of people, a lot of CISA future aspirants. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you.